Now, before we get into this video, I got to give a special shout out to my guy James and his wife Samantha and their son Oliver. The whole team keep it clean. We all got your back. We know Oliver, he gonna be straight. We know he is going to be good. Why? Because he's a Ravens fan already. He was just born, but they going through some things right now. But we know that he is going to get through all of them and more. So we all here at Team Keep It Clean, we love you. And everybody in the comment section, just put a special shout out to James, Samantha, and their baby boy, Oliver. We love y'all. Now, somebody else who we certainly love is Lamar Jackson. And today was a very, very big day in regards to news with our starting quarterback, because Lamar Jackson, they made it official today because John Harbaugh, he had been saying it from earlier this week, and even though he said it from last week and he said it like 2-3 weeks ago before that too, this time he wasn't lying because they actually had Lamar Jackson speak at the podium. But John Harbaugh let it be known like, hey, we expect Lamar Jackson to be out there on Thursday against the Dolphins, but then Lamar Jackson, he let it be known that he is going to be out there Thursday down here in Miami. I can't wait, man. I really can't, man. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. But they just wanted to save him because he's a Florida Raven. They wanted to save him to make his big return to when he got down here. But he said the hamstring is good to go now. He talked about how this was his first time throughout his career that he's dealt with a hamstring injury. So it was definitely a different type of circumstances for him to be in. But he said he's all good now and he's ready. He said he's ready to be out there and touch some grass with his guys. And Lamar Jackson, really, while we were listening to him at the presser, it didn't really sound like he wanted to talk too much. It just sounded like he was just ready to get on that plane, whether he go to Fort Lauderdale Airport or Miami, he's just ready to be down here and get it going and get that game going. It's going to be so much fun, man. It's going to be so much fun. I know so many of y'all coming down here, too. I can't wait, man. But anyway, so that was great. It's great that we getting our starting quarterback back. Hey, special shout out to Tyler Huntley, though. Huge shout out to Tyler Huntley because he held it down. And so many of y'all, I was wrong about it, but so many of y'all who were saying, hey, why are we starting Cooper Rush? We don't need to start. But so many of y'all said it before Cooper Rush even started his first game. So y'all were on it. But so many of y'all were like, hey, Tyler Huntley should be the one starting, not Cooper Rush. It needs to be Tyler Huntley. And when Tyler Huntley got in and started, we saw what happened. So now we just wonder what could have been. But now, again, we ain't got to have a conversation about backup quarterbacks no more because our starting guy is back in the building. Now, speaking of stuff being back in the building, some stuff that left the building were the games, where they say the ping pong tables, all kind of stuff, video, all sorts of stuff that the Baltimore Ravens players use for entertainment. And when we first read that article from the Baltimore Sun where they highlighted that, I'm like, man, why would they do that? I don't think that would be a good idea because that's where the guys, they come together, they have the camaraderie, they enjoy it, they playing and stuff. And I'm like, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a good idea. Now today, Lamar Jackson, he let it be known that was me.
I told Kaneko, I had equipment down. I told him to take all the games, ping pong, turn the TVs off. If we could have took the TVs out, it would have been out too. But I appreciate Mr. Steve for putting that in there for us, But yeah, we had to focus. I wouldn't say people don't take the job serious. Don't get me wrong, but like I didn't feel like it was the time for that. We got a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do.
What's it going to take to get the back in?
Keep winning. Because we're not going to have them the rest of the year, so keep winning. Probably have them next year, summertime, OTs or something. But right now, that's not the focus.
Lamar, having a few weeks.
I did that. I told them to get rid of that stuff. And he even took it a step further. He said, if we could have got rid of the TVs, I would have got rid of that. I said, whoa, Lamar, okay. Lamar ain't playing. I said, oh, okay. I didn't expect that to come from him. So I was really, really surprised about that. I said, oh, okay. I really thought it was a coaching staff. I figured it was John Harbaugh or something like that. But it was Lamar Jackson. He said about the TV, he said, oh, thank you to Steve Bisciotti, or Mr. Bisciotti, for putting him in there. We appreciate it. But yeah, he said, you would have got them things out of there. I said, whoa, Lamar ain't playing, man. Oh, hey, that man, we always talk about Jackson 5. That man might do a Jackson 7 on Thursday night, the way he acting like right now. But it just gives us a reminder how not only focused he is, he's always been focused, though, but just he ain't about the games. Literally, he ain't about the games because he got him taken out. But it goes back to and that was actually Marlon Humphrey that put us all on, because Marlon Humphrey mentioned it in his podcast about Lamar Jackson was the one that had everything removed.
That was actually a player change, believe it or not, by somebody. I don't know if they put that out there, but yeah. So so fun locker room to a not as fun. Talk to your locker mate. Fun locker room.
Let's figure this out. Locker room.
We don't need no games up in here. Only games we need to play is out there on the grass, and we need to win them. So
that's for sure.
Small change. Obviously, did that really do anything? Who knows? But we're 1-0 moving forward. Bow.
We want to know. We don't know if you want to leak the news. I don't know what player. Let's not. Maybe we get into some controversy there.
If I leak the player, it's one of the best players on our team.
Could be you. Could be you.
Top 2 player best on our team. Lamar
Could
Jackson.
be you.
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
All right.
He said, "Man, we having too much fun up here. Get this stuff out of here." So he got it out. And
Shout out to QB, man.
Shout out to QB, man. Let's go. Let's roll.
Yeah, man.
Let's roll.
Taking a little leadership role.
But it reminds me of his encounter with Marlon Humphrey from, was it last year or the year before last? I think it was last year, where the defense, they were really bad, and the Ravens' record wasn't the prettiest. But Marlon Humphrey, they had won, and Marlon Humphrey was on IG Live doing his thing like he always does after a win. And Lamar was like, no, hey, we need to lock in. He said, we don't need to be doing all. We need to lock in. So I guess Lamar Jackson is taking that version of himself and upgrading it even more. Because we talk about like, and that's him. Like, they are going to listen to him because he is, I don't want to say he's an end-all be-all for the Baltimore Ravens, but he, like, everything, he gives the Baltimore Ravens a chance. He obviously, like we know and we've seen, especially over these past couple of weeks, he covers up so much for the Baltimore Ravens. He does so much for the Baltimore Ravens. He improves the Baltimore Ravens in so many ways just like that, just by his presence alone. That's before he even snaps the ball on a play. His presence just brings so much to this team. But, again, we are happy that he's back. And that boy, people question Lamar Jackson's leadership. They really have. They question his leadership because people say, oh, Lamar Jackson, he needs to speak up more. He needs to. Well, there you go. Now, before we continue, I got to give a special shout out to my guy, GreatestEscaper on Instagram. Known him for years, but he came through in a big way for us with this jacket. Special team, keep it clean, embroidered on the jacket, the Ravens logos, the Super Bowl patches and all that. Like, this thing is nice, man. And then, just in case you know, I had to hit that little Shawn Michaels ball. But anyway, I appreciate you, my friend. I thank you, my friend. Much love to you. Appreciate it. And one more thing before we get into my favorite part of the videos, I got to give a special shout out to my baby boy, Carter. Well, he ain't a baby no more. He about the same size as me. But I've been telling y'all about his flag football. This was the first year that he did it. And initially when he jumped into it, he was like, whatever about it. He ain't care nothing about football. But like I told y'all before, they were in the playoffs. And the way that their playoffs worked, you win a game, you advance. But you lose a game, you still got one more shot to continue playing. And they had lost one game, like maybe a little less than a week ago. So they had their second playoff game on Sunday. And they lost that one. And boy, he was hurting. He was hurting big time. He was crying. And it's crazy because right when the game ended, we got this downpour rain that was like one of the heaviest rainstorms I've ever been caught in. And it was really sad because he was really sad. He made me sad. And then the rain just started coming down. But I did not appreciate him being sad about it, but kind of did because that showed that he cared about it. That showed that he developed a passion for football. And I was like, okay, that's my boy right there. All right, let's go. But he took the loss really hard, man. He was like, oh, man, I should have played harder. I should have been better. And da-da-da. He was like really putting it on himself. I said, okay, Mr. Lamar Jackson. But anyway, he did his thing, man. I was super, super proud of him. It sucks that it ended because he was like, oh, man, now I won't get to play football with my friends anymore, and because he had made some friends on the team, and they were all, it was just great to watch how they grew from the very first practice to right now, and especially for him specifically, because again, he ain't know nothing about football, he ain't care nothing about football, but to watch how much he's grown from the jump and how much he really cares about it now. I was editing a video like 20 minutes ago, and he was asking me about, he said, I'm gonna look out for number 14 on the Ravens, obviously Kyle Hamilton, super duper Kyle. He was like, oh, he plays defense, right? I said, oh yeah, he does. Oh yeah. But no, man, I'm super proud of him though, and I just had to share that with y'all because y'all are family. I know a lot of y'all been asking about his playoff games and stuff. A lot of y'all wishing him well in the playoffs and stuff. I appreciate y'all. But his playoffs has officially come to a close. But something that never comes to a close on here is when we get to hear from y'all. Let's get straight into it. First question came from my guy Trevion. He said, the turning point. Hey, Ingraven, I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you will see this before or after the Dolphins game, but if you see it after, I hope the game was exciting. When Lamar was ruled out for the Bears game, it reminded me of what happened a few years ago. Snoop had to step in last minute and led them to a win in Chicago. Snoop should be Lamar's backup QB for whatever team Lamar is on his whole career. He should be with the Ravens, by the way. I like how you did that. But anyway, he said, it's no surprise that Harv's waited till last minute to rule Lamar out so other teams don't know who to game plan for. The game will be, with that, I think it's something else going on behind the scenes, but Lamar's back now, so we worry about that later. Anyway, he said, this game will be a turning point for the Ravens to get back in first place for the division. I feel like all the games against high-level teams were scheduled early in the season where the team doesn't have the most chemistry. If those games against high-level teams were more spread out across the schedule, do you think we would be having a different conversation right now about the Ravens? No excuses, because while the Ravens ain't have all the most chemistry at the beginning of the season, neither did those other teams. So whether that's the Bills, whether that's the Lions, the Browns too, well, they're not one of the high-powered teams, but the Bills, Lions, Chiefs. So it's no excuse. No excuse. So they had the same amount of time to prepare for the games as we did. And they came out victors, and we didn't. They were close. The Bills game's close. The Lions game's close, but close don't get it done. Anyway, he said, by the way, it's also good seeing the Ravens finally do something with Keaton Mitchell. He said Keaton did his thing, and I know Teamkeepitclean and the Ravens flock want to see him out there more. Lamar finally got some type of break from pretty much carrying the team on his back, so hopefully he has the right mind set and is ready for the stretch of the season where the weather changes and we get to see what a team is really made of. Oh, you know he will. Oh, you know that. Anyway, he said, do you think Lamar holds the ball too long trying to make a play which can lead to sacks? Yes and no. And the reason I say both, but really no, because a lot of the stuff is long developing plays. They don't incorporate a short game consistently under Lamar Jackson. So I guess I would really just have to say no. But because with a lot of these plays, there are these plays where Lamar Jackson snaps the ball, and then he has to run. And that's why I say I get so frustrated with the offense, because it's determined, it's based off of the quarterback's athleticism. And I think they should have the offense developed to where it's not strictly based off of that. You, of course, can have some plays incorporated where you use the quarterback's legs, but that should not be the primary focus of the offense, in my opinion. So that's an issue. So hopefully moving forward, we can see a game call where they have a lot more short stuff and get the yak. Everything ain't got to be a deep shot. We love the big plays now. We certainly do. And we love seeing Lamar Jackson do something crazy because he does it every week, every game. We love seeing him do something crazy and then throw deep, touchdown, or Lamar take, whatever it might be. So we love it, but the offense shouldn't be predicated on that. Anyway, he said, I feel like the offensive line can get confused because they don't see Lamar and don't know where he'll go. That's something too. Hey, where you at? And then he's somewhere over there. And they're like, oh, man, we got to go to the block. Anyway, he said, appreciate you and everything you do. Be safe, and I'll be praying for you. One more thing. The defense showed their potential on Sunday. I still think fully healthy, this team can win the Super Bowl. I know it's a little early to talk Super Bowl. What are your thoughts? It ain't never too early to talk Super Bowl, but we want to make sure that it ain't too late for the Baltimore Ravens to get there. So, yeah, they needed to go on the streak. The defense did show they showed better on against the Bears. I was impressed. I was very impressed. They only gave it one touchdown, and it was a rushing touchdown. They didn't give it no passing touchdowns, which is crazy. It was amazing to see that. They were going up against a quality team. I know Caleb Williams in his second year, but he has been doing a lot better at quarterback. Against the Rams, again, they're only 17 points, and that's a really, really good quarterback. They did lose Pugana, but still 17 points against a really, really good quarterback. And with the Bears, Caleb Williams, he's been doing this thing this year too. So improvements, man. We'll take any single improvement that we can get. Next question came from my guy Cam. He said, "I ain't graving this Cam. I haven't sent in a question in a hot minute, but my question today is with the whole Todd Monken situation. If he and Zach Orr somehow, in the very, very, very low chance, stay in Baltimore, I think that chance is lesser than low. I'm like, and again, I know my word, it might not mean much, but I am 1,000,000% sure Todd Monken ain't going to be here after this year. 1,000,000% sure. But anyway, we'll see. But he did say in the very, very low chance that both of them stay in Baltimore, do you think this organization is done? Like, is it going to be the same outcome, same start as the last 2 seasons? Oof. That's such a great question. And that's some definite forward thinking right there. We could hope not. But yeah, I think if with Zach Orr, man, we just hoping for a big turnaround. We just hoping for better. And again, the Bears game was a nice start. The Rams game was a nice start. And the Bears game, they continued. So it's like, hey, first it was 17 points. And then it went from 17 points to 16 points. So against Tua and the Dolphins, and I know Tua, like, he's Tua, but still, if you want to go from 17 to 16 to holding them to 15, Zach Orr, please be our guest. But that's a really, really good question. That is such a good question. And boy, nobody has ever asked anything like that before. They really haven't. Because so many of us expect change to happen this offseason in one way or another, and we still do expect it. But if there were to be no change, I think it would all depend on how this season finished out, though. Next question came from King Jamiee. He said, "Hey, Ingraven, I wanted to send in a few questions, but first, I want to ask, how you doing, man, with everything going on in the world besides football? Sending well wishes to you and your family." Everything is pretty good. I appreciate that. I had a little rough moment yesterday where I was messaging somebody back and forth, and they are going through something, and it broke me big time. It broke me down, and I was like, man, you just feel for people, man. Because people go through so much stuff, and you don't even realize. You could be talking to somebody literally every single day. You could see them every single day, whether it's in person, whether it's on the internet, whether it could be whatever, and you have no idea what that person is going through. They could be smiling, they could be they could be all cheerful and all that, but they could be going through something. But so when I saw what this family was going through, it broke me, because they going through an extremely serious situation, a very, very tough situation. But the pictures and the videos that they had sent me of that situation, they just smiling through it. They laughing, they just talking to it. And I'm like, man, like man, just think about it again. It's, I appreciated how they were in those moments, because it was just a great example of just still them being extremely positive. And I know I'm sure they got like down times and stuff where things are a bit more rough, but I just appreciated them so much for sharing that. I appreciated them so much for being the way that they were while they still continue. They still going through it now. They did say things are getting better, which is great. But I just appreciated seeing how they were in those moments. So it was just really, really encouraging, man. So I appreciate you asking that, King. What he said, my first question is, why don't we feed Rashad Bateman the ball over the past couple of seasons? He had a slow start. I don't know. Maybe they just, I don't know. Last season, he was big play bait. Zay Flowers get all the little receptions and some deep ones too, but Rashad Bateman get all the big plays and get all the touchdowns. Like Zay Flowers get all the yards and catches. Bateman would get all the touchdowns. Zay Flowers would get all the yards and catches. But they were a good combination. This year, things have been a bit different. Obviously, with Lamar going out, that changes things. But yeah, Bateman just ain't really been involved like that. But neither have the tight ends really either. You would think that Isaiah Likely was still out, and Mark Andrews, he ain't really been doing much of anything either. So we'll see what happens when Lamar comes back now. We'll see what happens against the Miami Dolphins in a couple of days. But yeah, so it's not even just Bateman. It's been just a lot of guys. And we do got a lot of weapons on the team, which is great. But as long as they winning, like, hey, whoever eats great. Just start winning again. Because it's one thing if people ain't getting fed and we losing, but if people ain't getting fed and we winning, hey, just get that dub by any means possible. He said, my next question is, what do you think about Malachi Starks? I feel like he has a lot more work to do in development. I think he was just put in a tough situation that the Baltimore Ravens didn't anticipate because he was supposed to be an additional safety, I don't want to say not a requirement, but he wasn't supposed to be thrust into the starting spotlight like that because we had our Darius Washington when we drafted him. It was supposed to be that 3 safety look with Super Duper Kyle, Malachi Starks, and Darius Washington. And it's been tough. I will say, 'cause I know a lot of people have been like, oh, Nick Emenwari in Seattle, he's been looking a lot better than Malachi Starks. Well, he's under Mike McDonald's defense, and we know Mike McDonald. Yeah, so I do think the scheme is probably a big part of it because we have seen a lot of players, the quality of their play drop off under Zach Orr's scheme. Hopefully that's a thing of the past now. So hopefully they can just continue to get better and better and better. And I know we're going to be playing less and less teams, so I don't want to hope it's not fool's gold again like it was last year. But hopefully things can just improve moving forward with him and just really the whole defense. Again, 17, 16. Can we get a 15 on Thursday, Zach? Next questions came from my guy, Jarvo. He said, watch Speak Easy last night, and Acho made some key points on Lamar and the Ravens. Acho stated that no matter what happens this season, the coaching staff is safe because we will have an excuse on why he had a bad year, and that excuse would be injuries. He also thinks that Lamar will win a ring, but not with John Harbaugh. Do you agree with these points? Well, the one about the ring, we'll see this year. But the part about Harbaugh being safe, yeah, I don't think he should be. I think that not excuse, but that excuse, whatever you want to call it, that him being safe with injuries, that's something that they used a couple years ago. I don't think it should be a thing now. I don't. So if the Ravens fall short, I still think he should be going, but I don't think he will be. I really don't. And Zach or either. He said he also thinks, he said, do you agree with these points? Also, we need to be thinking about Matabik's replacement. A lot of young players retire with neck injuries like Shazier and others. This offseason, build the trenches and pass rushers. That's real. And I'm sure they are. Because, again, every time we hear Harbaugh talk about it, it just sounds like he's done forever. We'll see. Broderick Washington, now he's about to have surgery, too. So our defensive line, and I know Broderick Washington been out because he's been on injury reserve, too. But, man, boy, it's like just when you do actually have some decent trenches on the D-line, they just get hurt. So that was unfortunate. And Joe also said, what are 3 realistic trades you see us making, and what are 3 surprises you can see happen? Realistic, Calais Campbell. Wouldn't be the sexiest move. Would be kind of underwhelming. It would help. It'd be a little underwhelming, though. Realistic, Kevin Zeitler could possibly be 1, 2, maybe, but I just don't see them making a trade on the offensive line. I don't. That would be one that's realistic, but at the same time, I would be surprised too. I would be very surprised if they actually try to make a change on the offensive line. That would be crazy, man. Kayvon Thibodeau, that would be one where it would be like, okay, cool. But let's get it. Let's hope that he could come over here and ball. And I know he got another year left on his deal. So that could possibly be one right there. For surprising. Them acquiring a corner. I would be surprised if they acquired a cornerback. So I'm like, Ravens cornerback, like for what? You got like $1 million corner. You got a cornerback that you don't even use. Jair Alexander just sitting there too. So yeah, that would be one. He said, I really think we should talk with the Jets about Quinnen Williams. That would be nice. That would be one that I would be surprised if they went out and made a big move like that. I would love that. I would be surprised if they did it, but I would love it. Would not be mad at it at all. He said, I really think we should talk with the Jets about Quinnen Williams or Jermaine Johnson, or talk with the Giants about Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence would be another one that I would really, really like and be surprised by too. Because it's a need, but would the Jets or Giants move off for one of them too? I don't know, man. So that would be nice, and that would be fun, and that would certainly upgrade this defense because they need it.